It is the final day of the softball regular season for each of these two teams. Somewhat next-door neighbors, but members of different conferences. The home team is North Montgomery. Been a struggle for the Chargers this year, as you see on your screen, against a North Putnam Cougars team trying to fine-tune their game and play for a 2A sectional championship next week. Today's game is service of both Endeavor Communications and our friends at Tipmont alongside Sean Walker. My name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us. And Sean, you can tell it is the end of the softball season, beginning of the postseason, because somebody turned on summer in the last couple of days. It is hot and humid here in North Montgomery today.
I'll tell you, I'll take it. I need some vitamin D in my life. This is wonderful. Get out in the sunshine, taking a little high school softball action with you. It doesn't get better than this.
Let's give you the batting lineup for the visitors from North Putnam. One of the things that strikes you about this North Putnam squad is that their first 7 hitters today are all batting north of 300. Weir, Rust, Williams, Schmitz, Miller, Brewer, Willis, Mason, and Wolf round out the batting 9 for Lee Minton's team. For North Montgomery, their defensive alignment: Clonks in left field, Keller in center field, Mercado in right field. The third baseman is Morehouse today. The shortstop is Freeman. At second base is Rachel Smith. The first baseman is Lily Dawkins. Lily Shaw is pitching, and behind the plate is Mackenzie Rominger. And this has been the issue for North Montgomery all year. This is a young softball team, and again, because of not having a season a year ago, Coach Early's squad is a little bit short on pitching, and so their struggles this year have all been because they have had a tough time keeping opposing runners off the base paths.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Last year being canceled on all squads, spring sports done. But this is a team here, North Montgomery, that had 8 seniors basically graduate last year that never even got to play.
First pitch swinging, and that's a good start for North Montgomery as Weir grounds out to the first or second baseman. That was Smith that made the play, one away.
And to that point, Rake, you know, you go through a season where you don't play at all like that, you graduate a large part of your team, and now this year both squads, there's only one senior with both of these teams combined in this game today. That shows you how young both squads are.
And what you can see for Shaw, clearly she is going with a reduced windup, just trying to ensure, hey, let's let my fielders play behind me. I'm going to throw strikes today.
Yeah, that's what stands out. You look at the numbers for this team, and talking with Coach Early, none of their 4 pitchers that have gotten a lot of innings this year had any varsity experience coming in. So they've had to learn on the fly this season. It's just important. Just get in there and throw strikes and let your defense play behind you.
Yeah, Shaw has been by far their biggest workhorse. She has 63 innings of what they have played this year. And this one, off the glove of the shortstop. That'll be a base hit. Rust, the first base hit of the game.
A good piece of hitting there. Got her opportunity, hit it just over the shortstop's glove. Actually caught the tip of it. They're able to slow it down, but a nice single there.
This field here at North Montgomery High School, symmetrical, 200 feet around. What it is a little bit different is the direction in which it faces. We are looking southeast from our press box location because of a strong southerly breeze, as that ball is fouled at the plate by Williams. So there is a breeze coming straight in from right field in today's game.
And it's welcome because it's coming right through the press box. It's our own personal fan up here.
There's Williams. She's the catcher. 4 home runs, 21 runs batted in this year for North Putnam. This one hammered. Fair ball. Yep, absolutely hit the baseline. Runner at second base will stop. Back-to-back singles for North Putnam.
Yeah, nice rip right there, right down the line. Literally landed right on the line. They're just beyond the third base side. And after recording the first out, the next 2 hitters have reached here for North Putnam.
Riley Schmitz at the plate. She's the third baseman. And from an average standpoint, she's the best of the hitters for this North Putnam squad.
I tell you, just a sophomore and really leading them in all major statistical categories on the offensive side of the ball. Very impressive. Both Schmitz and Williams, both just sophomores here for this Cougar squad. When they say the future is bright, it is a true statement.
Obviously, when you're facing a pitcher that is taking a little something off, just making sure she's hitting the ball in the zone, there's going to be kind of an adjustment period for all of these North Putnam hitters today.
Yeah, it's, you know, in baseball you liken it to an off-speed pitcher or a knuckleballer. It's just it's a little bit different. You got to be patient and wait for it. Try to pick out your pitch.
Now he misses high. I think Rominger was trying to throw behind the runner at second base, and pitcher said, I got it. 1-2 the count. Outfield, well, they're about as shifted as you can be. The right fielder is basically playing dead behind the second baseman, expecting the ball to do that, be sent foul.
I'll tell you, if your coach Minton down there on the third base side, you are definitely going to want to be looking alive today, because we're probably going to see quite a bit of that with the speeds coming in, not a lot of velocity on them on those pitches. Hitters, if they're impatient, that's what you're going to see a lot of today.
You see Schmitz at the plate wearing a Gators helmet. Not because she's a big Florida fan. Runner at first base got some of the way down to second, but Rominger does not offer a throw at first. She'll go back. That is one of the top travel ball softball programs in the state of Indiana. So you'll see some helmets maybe that don't match up kind of the logo or gear. We'll try to time out that swing. That one hammered foul. We'll do it again at 2-2.
Really thought about parking in that vicinity, and I'm glad I didn't. There's been 2 balls hit right where I was thinking about parking today.
We might want to give Jeff McShay a helmet down there on the picnic table down the third base line. There's a camera operator that direction. This one hops to home plate, and the count goes full.
Nice job behind the play by Rominger there. Able to get down and block it. You know, it's important for North Montgomery. Obviously, you want to, once you get runners on, you want to keep them there. You don't want to let them advance, pass balls, errors, things of that nature come back to haunt you.
And this one, smack, foul. And Mike, I mean, the left fielder is playing 2 feet off the line.
Yeah.
And I understand, but
certainly
that is still jarring to look down there and see that she is almost lining up in foul territory.
Yeah, it's a definite shift here in softball, and you can see right there, and to Rake's point, 2 feet is not an exaggeration whatsoever.
This one, hit center fielder was the closest to it, but it will fall for a base hit. North Putnam will get their first run of the game. They'll give the run of the wave around from third as well. There'll be a 2-run producing double for North Putnam.
Schmitz doing exactly what she's been doing all season long, and just delivering for her team. And again, coming in with 21 RBIs on the season. Now she's got 22 and 23 there with that hit, and just absolutely ripped it. Didn't matter they had a little bit of a shift on. She still was able to find the gap between the 2 outfielders and drive a few runs home.
So 2-0 lead for the visitors. Here's Carissa Miller, the pitcher. And she smacks this one center field, but it's where the right fielder was lined up but couldn't hang on to the ball. Throw ahead of the runner at third. Ball gets away from the third baseman. Throw comes home. Runner advances behind the play and make it 3-0. So that will go down as an error. And scoring behind it is Schmitz.
Good heads-up base running there. Just making sure, one, if it was caught, you weren't going to get doubled up there at second base. Here's the look at the replay. He's doing a good job watching coach. Once that ball hits, boom, off to the races you go. And then when the ball gets thrown away, again, an opportunity to score, and that's exactly what she does. And then for Miller, able to go all the way from first to third on that.
There's Kendall Brewer. That's in for a strike. Brewer on the season batting .317, has a home run and 10 runs batted in.
You're going to hear this a lot today, sophomore. I mean, just very young squad, and puts a little charge into this one.
And that will fall for a base hit. That'll be an RBI for Brewer. She'll have a stand-up double. The last 5 batters to plate have all reached for North Putnam, and Cougars jump out to a 4-0 advantage.
Cougars knew they wanted to come in and really get up to a hot start today against this North Montgomery squad, and so far their hitters are doing just that. That's the name of the game, hit them where they're not, and North Putnam doing a great job here in the first inning of exactly that.
Here's Kyla Willis. Going to hop to home plate. This North Putnam team will take on Cloverdale next Tuesday in their sectional opener. This one off the hands, third baseman has a play over at first. First baseman, though, can't pick it out of the dirt. Unfortunately, the second error of the inning for North Montgomery, and there's runners on the corners with still 1 out.
It was a really nice play at first there over at third base, able to make the play was Morehouse, get the stop and throw over, unable to get the dig at first base, and then good heads-up base running by the Cougars, able to go from second to third.
Here's Morgan Mason. He'll throw down to third behind the runner. Count at 1-0. Swing and a miss. Mason has only her third varsity appearance of the season. I'm sure you'll see some new names and faces kind of get worked into the North Putnam lineup today. It's a North Montgomery team that the vast majority of their games have been of the run rule variety this year.
You know, it's a team, though. I watched them during warm-ups because it's one of the things I wanted to see is obviously you look at the record and it's not where anybody wants it to be. But watching them in warm-ups, a nice pitch there, you could tell this team's still dialed in. They're still having fun. And that's a testament to the coaching staff, honestly. And it's tough. When you've got, your pitching staff has zero varsity experience. You missed an entire year last year. You're coming back in here and you're trying to dial in. You got a brand new coach. It takes some time to build on that.
This is Cam Wolf at the plate. Some added misses.
And Greg, I know you've covered softball forever, and when it starts with pitching and defense. And when you don't have that solidified, it's a struggle for sure.
This marks the first trip through the lineup. Again, they throw down to third. That ball tagged Brewer. She wasn't tagged with the ball. The catcher's throw made contact with her. Give a stolen base to Willis behind the plate. Marks the first trip through the North Putnam lineup. Popped up, and Wilmer gets chase. Talk about this more when McKenzie's at the plate in the next inning for North Montgomery, but she is going to continue her softball career. She's a senior. She is heading to play at Trine at University, the Division III level.
Just look at that last throw you were talking about a minute ago, and you are correct. Caught her in the back.
This one, smacked left field, comes in. That's foul ball. Foul ball, so we'll do it again. That's Clonks, the left fielder, and again, this is game number 27 for this team, so they have a good idea as to where they need to line up. Had that dialed in and just missed a catch by maybe a foot or two.
Again, right on the line. Cam Wolf pulling that one there. A little bit of a family affair here today. You've got Mitch Early is an assistant coach here for North Montgomery, and this is actually his stepsister for North Putnam in the batter's box. There's been a little bit of trash talk this week between the two, I believe.
This one smacked foul. Kind of the second story we've had like that on our softball games this year. We did the Monrovia South Putnam game. I think the head coaches were brothers-in-law to each other.
That is true.
That misses high. Again, they'll throw behind the runner. No further advance.
And to add to that as well, Mallory Morehouse at third base for North Montgomery. Her father, Craig, is a second cousin of mine, so a little bit of a family affair.
Swing and a miss, and the inning is over. And you look at the coaching staff, that's our buddy Mitch Early at North Montgomery. We'll talk more about Mitch when we come back from this timeout. 9 batters come to the plate for North Putnam in their half of the first. They lead it 4-0. Chargers come to bat when we come back as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Brewer jams it home. That ball wiggles in and into the back of the net. A little fireworks in the first half.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Oh, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn. What a swim. Six of them.
There's a look at the flag out in right center field. Again, it is a breezy day, which is good because it's a hot and humid day here in northern Montgomery County, just outside of Crawfordsville and just off of I-74. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you on the ISC Sports Network. The batting lineup now for the visitors from North Montgomery. Morehouse will lead things off, the third baseman for North Montgomery. Clonks in left field will bat second. And Mac Rominger, the catcher, will bat third. Cassie Keller will be batting cleanup, or Casey Keller, excuse me, bats cleanup. She is the center fielder. Willie Dawkins is the first baseman batting 5th. Freeman, the shortstop, bats 6th. Smith, Shaw, and Mercado round out the lineup for North Montgomery. Pitching is Carissa Miller for North Putnam. She is their number 2 pitcher this year. This is the 7th appearance she has had this year. One of 3 different pitchers to appear for the Cougars in a game so far this season. Solid ERA of 2.76. She's thrown 25 1/3 innings. She has walked 7 and struck out 15.
And you can tell a little different approach, obviously a little more zip on the ball for Miller.
And stake to a 4-run lead here early in the game.
Yeah, she did herself a favor there, reached base in the first inning and came across and scored a run. It's helping your own cause.
So Morehouse will step to the plate. Mallory, a junior, has a home run, 17 runs batted in. One of the 2 home runs that North Montgomery batters have hit this year.
One of 3 batters on this squad that's hitting above 300. You always like to get that from your leadoff position, especially.
And this is outside. Defensive alignment. Wolf, Weir, Mason in the outfield for North Putnam. Schmitz, Willis, Rust, and Brewer in the infield. Williams behind home plate. And Miller in the circle today.
Had a little inside movement there, kind of came in on the hands of Morehouse.
Count it 2-1.
It's one thing I noticed North Montgomery this year, just looking through their stats, a lot of swings, not a lot of walks, so a very aggressive team at the plate.
Count it 2-2. And obviously when you're playing from behind, as you are for a good chunk of the year, you're going to be getting a lot of pitches to see.
Get your hacks in for sure.
Fouled straight back. Count it 2-2. Outfield shading towards right for the leadoff hitter. This one smacked into center field for a base hit. And then kind of a wicked hop got away from the center fielder. Left fielder did a good job of backing up the play. No further advance, but Morehouse with a leadoff single.
And there you go. It's a good response from North Montgomery. Get your leadoff hitter in Morehouse. Patient here, works the count. Able to get one, drives it right back up the middle. Get yourself on base with a single.
So Clonks now to the plate. Skyley, a freshman. 5 runs batted in. Has to try to put down the bunt. Not just move along the runner, but clearly showing the speed that she had going to first base. Trying to bunt her way on for a base hit.
Yeah, absolutely love the idea there. Be able to get that down and advance the runners across. And, you know, looking through the stats here, this is a team, North Montgomery, when they're able to get on base, they'll be aggressive.
Third baseman now playing in because of that bunt being shown. The ball goes right to it. They'll try to go the long way, and credit to them, they do get the lead out at second base. I wasn't sure that was going to happen, but well defended there by Schmitz. 1 down.
I'll tell you what, Schmitz makes a great player. Look how close she is. They call that the hot corner for a reason. And when you're playing, 10 feet away from the batter, it gets even hotter.
And let's face it, everything is a teaching moment for North Montgomery this year. Teaching moment there will be to Morehouse, hey, you need to be sliding to second base. Because she went in standing up, and that might have been the difference in the first out or being safe at second.
Certainly.
That's in for a strike.
I'll tell you, I was so impressed with the play that Schmitz made there at third that I missed that at second base.
That's why we have those replays, Sean. You know them better than most. Here's Mackenzie Rominger. And as you see, 522. John mentioned those batters that are batting north of 300. They are in spots 1, 3, and 4 in the lineup for Coach Early. Rob down the third base line. Mitch on the first base line.
Yeah, you look at Mackenzie and you can just tell she's a softball player. You know, they threw the batting graphic up there a minute ago. Again, statistical category leads all across the board here for North Montgomery. But, I mean, you look here, catcher, pitcher, infield, that's just utility. This girl just, she'll play anywhere, get it done, and outstanding numbers here in her senior season.
As Sean referenced, she is part of select company in today's game as Fonks will advance behind the play. She was going on the throw home. Ball got away from the catcher, and she'll nab second base.
Mama loved that little slide and didn't really need to. I guess Mom doesn't have to do the laundry here, but that's how it was for us back in the day. You know, you get dirty just to make somebody have to wash, get the stains out.
And she was going regardless, and it's in for a strike. Count runs full.
I'll give her a 10 on the slide. I thought it was perfect anyway.
She got the benefit of a bit of a ball in the dirt, and she picked a steal on.
Good opportunity here, runner in scoring position. Your top hitter at the plate.
And this one will be lined into center field to fall for a base hit. There might be a play at third. Throw there, tag applied, got it. Now Rominger tries to get into second behind the play, and she's able just to dive in around the tag. But she does get 60 extra feet, but fantastic throw by Weir to get the lead runner at third base.
That was absolutely amazing. Great base running, too, from McKenzie here at the end of the play. But I'll tell you, a little bit of a base running error here going back first when it was clearly down. But then great hustle, but an even better throw. And Weir just threw an absolute laser on the money. Easy play.
And really, that's all about the fantastic throw that Weir made more than anything else. So here comes Casey Keller, batting .443 on the season. 13 runs batted in. It is the second hit of the inning and the first three batters to the plate for North Montgomery. Rominger's getting a good 10 to 15 feet off the base every time that ball is coming home.
Little cat and mouse. Obviously, she started behind the plate today for the Chargers.
That's in for a strike.
Trying to test the arm of the catcher here for North Putnam.
You touched on this in the first batter she faced. Miller has kind of some good late movement on that fastball.
Certainly, and it looks like it's running a little bit of both directions as well. We've seen it tail in on the hands. We've seen it tail away a little bit.
At some point, Rominger's going to draw a throw from the catcher.
Still a great opportunity here, even with 2 outs. Driving a run here and cut into this lead.
And that's off the corner. And ball 4.
Good job, nice patience at the plate from Keller. You know, so often you get your cleanup hitter in there with a runner on second. They just want to drive the ball somewhere and try to get that RBI, but good patience, didn't swing it, anything. It was off the plate. Now you got 2 aboard.
Here's Dawkins. She's a sophomore. Batting $148 on the season. That hits the outside corner.
Looked like a little off speed that time. It changed up. Took some gas off of it.
Frankly, Miller may have been pitching very selectively to the previous batter, knowing that this is, again, there's a big difference between the 4-hitter and 5-hitter in this North Montgomery lineup. Count now 0-2, and Miller is a pitch away from getting out of the jam here in the bottom half of the first inning.
0-2. Got a few pitches to play with here. You don't want to catch too much of the plate.
Outside corner, hit it perfectly. Strike 3 called, and that is the end of the inning. So a couple of hits and a bases on balls for North Montgomery, but 2 outs on the base paths. Put a 0 on the board in the home half of the first. We are 3-1 at North Montgomery. Cougars lead at 4-0. Today's game presented by Endeavor and WinTech on the ISC Sports Network.
You have enough on your plate. Let McAllister Rentals' wide selection of equipment help. With an extensive equipment selection and experienced people, McAllister Rentals in the Cat Rental Store is your one-stop shop for all your equipment needs. You know we can help you with the big jobs, from moving dirt to getting you in the air. But did you also know that we can handle your smaller equipment needs with equipment like generators and water pumps? McAllister Rentals has made its mark with locations throughout Indiana and now Michigan. We pride ourselves on our reliable equipment, fast service, and knowledgeable people. Visit us online today or give us a call. McAllister Rentals, helping build Indiana since 1945.
Today's game on the ISC Sports Network is presented by Wintech Business Solutions. No matter the size of your business, Wintech provides the best internet speeds to meet the needs of your business. Wintech's dedicated business fiber guarantees symmetrical upload and download speeds and exceptional reliability. Call Wintech Business Solutions at 765-742-8428 or visit wintech.com.
Great side story as well. We saw there as you were doing the read, they were focused on that North Montgomery dugout. That was Mitch Early, a former employee of the ISC Sports Network. He is used to being behind the camera, not necessarily on camera. And so it's good that we get to turn the tables on him today.
We're going to put him on camera the entire broadcast.
All day long.
We may have Mitch Cam as the game goes along.
Mitch did a great job with us. Actually, came and said, hey, guys, I'm really interested in joining my dad's staff. And we knew it was going to be tough with our work schedule for him to be able to do that. So we wished him the best. And Mitch was able to go back into television, doing some stuff there down in Indianapolis, and able to join his father's staff here at North Montgomery. And it is awesome catching up with him today before the game.
Well, it looks like, and again, this is not exactly unexpected, that North Putnam is going to make some rather liberal substitutions in terms of their batting lineup during today's game. So we're going to see some new faces from the first inning. Again, that was really their top 7 players were kind of their usual batters in the lineup, but already several pinch hitters are going to get a look here. So Sammy Hoops, a freshman, will be coming to bat here in the top of the second inning. And another pinch hitter, and Ashlyn Stacks awaits on deck.
You know, it's always awesome when you get an opportunity to come out and get some of your other players some playing time as well. You know that they've been working just as hard all season long, practicing every single day, and then get an opportunity here before sectionals at the end of the season to come out and play in front of the fans, earn some stripes.
And excuse me, swing, that's a foul ball.
You know, you look at Hoops, though, her numbers, just a freshman, but man, 435 average on the season, scored 21 runs for this squad. So she's definitely been no stranger to getting some playing time out there. Just young. This team is young.
That's a base hit. A single. And then behind her is Stacks, who has also seen plenty of playing time this year. But for Stacks, she's about to appear in her 17th game of the season. She is batting a crisp .359 on the year.
Yeah, you look at this. 6 girls on this squad are hitting 400 or better. 1 junior, 3 sophomore, 2 freshmen. I mean, this is an underclassmen group to really watch out for.
And that'll be a foul ball that will exit the facility. So we'll see another pinch hitter coming in next. But again, a regularly playing player in Kincaid. And this one, fair ball. Left fielder was playing it well, so only a single and nothing more.
That was, watch this hop right here. This is, you know, usually you get bad hops. That was a perfect hop, right to her. Helped her out a little bit.
So Kincaid now coming up, and Kincaid bats .438 on the season. Has 28 hits, in fact, second on the team. This one kind of an inside-out swing, and first baseman was kind of watching the ball go by and didn't get back to the bag. That could have been an out, but unfortunately didn't work out that way for North Montgomery, and make it 3 consecutive Cougar batters to reach. And that'll technically go down as a base hit. Now you're going to see Coach bring everybody together in the circle.
A good coaching moment here, teaching moment. Just make sure everybody's awake, live out there on the field. Know what the situation is and where you're going to go with the ball if it's put into play. You know, unfortunately, this is the part of the season where, you know, the record does come and play a little bit. You know, you kind of relax out there defensively and don't get as focused as you need to be. And that's what we saw in that last play.
Here's Schmitz. She doubled and scored last inning. Pitcher spotted Miller due up next for North Putnam.
Yeah, Schmitz able to drive in 2 runs in her last at bat. She's got an opportunity to drive in a few more here and got the power to do so. Break 4 home runs on the season for just a sophomore. It's a lot of power, which caused me to go look up the home run leaders in the state this year, and I was absolutely perplexed. 20 home runs for Carissa Hamilton in Shelbyville. That paces the state. Just a junior, 20 home runs. It's like a home run every game.
Well, Shelbyville's one of the top 10 teams in the state this year. That entire league, the Hoosier Heritage Conference, is really good. That's where New Pal resides. Pelham Heights is in that league. Yorktown was the 3 runners-up 2 years ago that are a part of that league, but it's a tremendous softball conference this year.
You know, some teams they have that fortune. They get that crop of kids that come through that make a huge difference in their program. And again, look alive down that left side today. But Pioneer's another one of those squads. They have 3 girls in the top 25 in home runs this year.
This Pioneer group, they won the 1A championship as freshmen. Runners-up in 1A as sophomores. And it's a lot of the same young ladies that have played in the volleyball and basketball championship games the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Haley Kribe, Haley Gottschall, and Mackenzie Walker. 19 home runs, 14 home runs, and 11 home runs. That's just phenomenal.
I believe Kripe, if she can make this, they're in 2A, not 1A, but if they can make it, it would be her 7th state championship game she has taken part in. And that one turns foul, even with Klonks playing, you know, a foot inside of the line.
And how phenomenal is that? And Pioneer, that's not like it's a school out of Indianapolis. It's Pioneer. It's kind of a rural area. I mean, it's just amazing to have that crop of talent roll through and participate, like you just said. That many state championships is amazing.
And this one, again, will get out of play. It is a rotating door of softballs at this point.
Certainly.
Quickly track them down and get them back ready for play.
It's amazing, though, when you look down these rosters and you look at some of the games we've covered this season on the ISC, how many underclassmen are just putting up ridiculous numbers.
This one is playable in foul territory. It is caught. Runner will wisely tag from third, so that is the first out of the inning. But it's also an RBI for Schmitz, her 3rd of the day, and it's 5-0 for North Putnam.
Yeah, great job of just fouling things off until you got something, at least it becomes playable, right? I mean, the others were outside the fence, able to still get a run home there with an RBI.
Ground ball off the third baseman's glove. Let's see if we can give the run of the wave around. They will. And she'll score off of that. So make it 6-0 now in favor of North Putt.
Name of the game is put the ball in play, make the defense get you out. And that's exactly what North Putnam's doing today. Here's one hit between the third baseman and shortstop. Great diving effort by Morehouse just off of her glove and able to drive another run home.
This is Brewer. Nope, another pinch hitter up here. Popped up, pitcher and shortstop. Pitcher's got it. 2 down. One more. And we'll get a another pinch hitter. This is Mac Lawson that is at the plate. It was Riggle, Hallie Riggle, that was the pinch hitter last at bat. And misses a bit high.
Well, Coach Minton wasn't joking when he said he was going to get as many players into the game as he could today, and so far we've seen him live up to that in just 2 innings, keeping us hopping on our scorecards.
Ground ball, shortstop's got it. They'll go the short way to third, and the inning is over. North Putnam does plate 2. Their lead stretches to 6-0 as North Montgomery comes to bat when we come back. And you're watching, presented by Endeavor and WinTech on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Thank our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. Jordan Shue put in a yeoman's effort in terms of doing the setup, and he's our director for today's contest. Thanks to Dennis Glover, Jeff McShay, Austin Lass, Becca Kelly. Alongside Sean Walker, my name is Greg Rakestraw.
As if you need an introduction.
It's like Pavlov's dog at this point. Once I start rattling off names, I include my own in there somewhere. A look at the fantastic athletic facilities that they've got here at North Montgomery. That's the baseball stadium. We had North Montgomery in baseball on the road in April, 2 days after it snowed. Doesn't feel that way today.
No, not at all. And I'll tell you, driving in here brought back some memories of the high school days. I was in the Sagamore Conference at one point in time over at Frankfort High School, and seeing that baseball field reminded me of a gentleman by the name of B.J. Schlicker, who I believe went 4 for 4 with 4 home runs against us the last time that I visited here and participated in a game. And I'm not sure that the 4th one has even still landed yet.
I used that joke for a ball I hit 27 years ago. I understand completely. My paths crossed with B.J. because after he played minor league baseball, he then went to the University of Indianapolis and briefly played quarterback for the Greyhounds. After my collegiate days, is here's a couple, 3 years younger than I am.
Which I believe he also led North Montgomery to their only football state championship back in the 90s as well. Just a specimen of an athlete is all I can say. Back then, he was phenomenal.
Here's Freeman off the end of the bat. First baseman's got it, and a couple of steps and tags the bag. That is Riggle that made the play.
Played against a handful of guys that either got into the majors or played really deep in minor league baseball in this area. But I'll tell you, in high school, I don't know that any of them were any more impressive than BJ was.
This is Smith at the plate, and that one kind of handcuffed the catcher, but it was in for a strike. By the way, Kincaid has stayed in to do the catching this inning. She batted in Williams' spot in the order. There's Smith, the second baseman. See her average just north of 200. Has 3 runs batted in.
It's crazy with the spring being shut down last year. Smith is a junior on this roster, but she never played a sophomore season. So, you go straight from freshman year to junior year, basically, as far as experience goes. And I know for a fact that every team that has had their struggles this year, they're going to be better for it next year. It's just it's a given. You've got a brand new coach. Obviously you missed out on a whole year. You've got to get people experience out on the field. And I want to say I feel like the earlies have done that. It's not, the record's not indicative of that right now, but they're building something here. And sometimes that takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight.
Just missed a little bit low. 2-2 the count. Mention the fact that North Putnam will play Cloverdale next week in their sectional. Beat the Clovers 7-6 just a few days ago when they played. That's in for a strike. And second strikeout so far for Miller, 2 away. Miller gave up 2 hits and a walk in the first inning, but her fielders did a great job behind her of getting some outs on the base paths. Here's the pitcher in Shaw.
But she's really settled down quite a bit. You know, as you said, 2 hits in the first 3 batters faced. But since then has a couple of strikeouts and gotten some defense behind her.
Shaw makes contact with this, but sprays it foul, and count goes to 0-2.
I really like what she's doing out there on the mound, to be honest with you. She's mixing things up, changing up speeds, throwing different pitches. It's hard as a hitter to find any balance when you're seeing so many different things.
Swing and a miss. And that is the end of the inning. So Miller has now retired the last 4 batters she has faced, including 3 of them with a strikeout. Cougars come to bat when we come back, stake to a 6-0 lead. Presented by Endeavor and Wintech. You are watching on the ISC Sports Network. Today's game is a presentation of Endeavor Communications. Endeavor Communications offers high-speed service that businesses and residences need to stay ahead. Get the internet performance that makes it all happen ridiculously fast at weendeavor.com. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you here on the ISC Sports Network. We have one more regular season baseball game to share with you tomorrow night, and the color scheme that we are seeing in both these 2 teams, we'll see a lot more of it tomorrow night as well. We'll head up to Lafayette, Harrison, and Central Catholic. That should be a good one. Harrison lost to Western 1-0 yesterday. Central Catholic, last time we saw them, they were crowned the Hoosier Conference champions by beating Hamilton Heights 3-2 on Friday night. Jeff Onken will join me for that one. Make sure you join us at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, right here on the ISC Sports Network.
It's a great facility up there in Lafayette, too. Did some recent renovations there at Central Catholic, the baseball stadium. Love the bleachers right behind home plate. Those are for seating.
Yep.
Very cool.
Morgan Mason struck out last time up. She's the right fielder today. One and 1 the count. To spots 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup. But again, you're going to see some different batters come through. Already, North Putnam has had 14 different players as a part of today's game. This one heads towards Becca Kelly's elevated camera position.
Coach Bordnay get win 600?
He did.
I saw that was coming up.
Right before we got there last Friday night. The Knights are 21-4. This one arcs out of his zone, 2-2 the count. Of course, Tim is both the AD and baseball coach at Central Catholic. One of the greats in the state to do that from a college perspective. Announced his retirement today. Jeff Jenkins, 32 years as the baseball coach at Rose-Hulman and 19 years as the athletic director. Retiring at the end of the summer. This one smacked. Shortstop stays in front. Still might be a play. Nope, overthrow, and Mason will stop at first. We'll give that a base hit.
I'll tell you what, though, if you're Coach Early, you're happy. She did everything right there, kept the ball in front of her, played a hop right off the chest, and then unable to make the throw.
This is Cam Wolf's spot in the lineup. She struck out last time up. Left fielder.
Nice thing about that play, though, even on the throwaway, Craig, is she kept her at first base.
Smack down the left field line. Popped up. That'll fall, and even with Clonks playing as shallow and close to the line as she could, then she could do that, track that down. Down at 0-2. Hop to home plate, 1-2 the count. I believe Jeff, as of now, he's 21st in the history of Division III baseball in terms of career coaching wins. This one again smack foul.
That's something you don't see every day either. She has hit that same light pole twice and won it back. What's the odds there?
You know who's thankful that she has been? Jeff McShade on the third base line. Yeah.
Certainly.
You don't have to give Jeff hazard pay at the end of the day's game. Just a little bit high. 2-2 to count.
I'd say that pitch was not terrible. It wasn't too far out of the zone. I think McKenzie standing up through the eye level off of the umpire there.
3-2. And a walk.
That's a good at bat from Cam Wolf. It really is. Just fouled some pitches off that were around the zone. Was patient. Anything that was off the plate she wasn't swinging at, earned herself a walk.
So batters remain the same from the second time through. This is Hoops. Singled and scored last time up. Smacks this one in. Goes 5 hole between the shortstop's legs. Mason will stop at third. That is unfortunately an error on the shortstop.
That's the second time that Hoops has come up, though, that she's put some pop on the ball. Watch how quickly this one gets through. And never came up. That one stayed down the entire time.
This is Stark that is pinch hitting in this position. Or Stacks, excuse me. Last time up, she singled and scored. Base is full. Second inning in a row where the first 3 batters have all reached for North Putnam.
And you're right in the heart of the lineup as well. If you're the Cougars, certainly want to take advantage of this opportunity with bases loaded.
Another hopper to home plate. One pitch away from a free RBI here for North Putnam player. Was swinging away on that one. Left fielder drifting over. Makes the grab, and Mason was not tagging on the play. Ball gets away, and she's going to try to scamper home, and will do so. Now they got the runner potentially in a rundown between shortstop and second, but she'll get back to the bag at second and stop right there. So no further damage done. It's 7-0 in favor of North Putnam.
And North Montgomery fortunate there, throwing the ball away a few times. That wasn't worse than what it ended up being.
This is Kincaid spotting the lineup now. Pops straight up. Rominger's got it. There's 2 down.
Great job getting rid of the mask, getting up out of the catcher's position, and coming out and making a play on the ball. And again, it's one that's spinning, back toward you. Those are difficult.
Another new batter is in. Lexi Daigle will enter the game here for North Putnam. First time we have seen her. This is in Schmitz's spot in the lineup. Schmitz had 3 runs batted in with a double and a sac fly, their first 2 trips to the plate. Daigle on the year, proceeding to bat 4 of 9 in 13 games. Daigle does have 1 RBI on the season. What a tremendous job by our crew to have graphics ready for everybody on the North Putnam roster today.
I'll say they're working faster than I am up here. Doing a great job in the truck.
And outfielders beyond shifted in the outfield right now for North Montgomery. That's in for a strike. Bagel was taken all the way at 3-0.
You know, Greg, I know I've said it a few times, but man, this North Putnam team is really built for the future. They're getting such great production out of freshmen and sophomores on the squad that, man, 3 or 4 years from now, this team will be one to look out for. And another great play behind the plate.
Popped up and the inning is over, so the first 3 batters all reach for North Putnam, but only 1 run to show for it. Through 2.5, the lead grows to 7-0 now in favor of the Cougars. We're back after this on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
I want to thank our friends at McAllister's. You can see our center field camera operator today, Cass McAllister. He's hard to see out there, but he's been doing it. Hasn't gotten a shot wrong yet today. But thanks to our friends at McAllister's. They provide the lifts that we use. That, you know, we use them in football, we use them in basketball and in softball, and to be able to get above the center field fence to show you that shot they're used to seeing as a baseball or softball fan from behind the pitcher. Obviously, anytime a ball is hit, you are seeing our lift cam from just to the right of home plate. Thanks to our friends at McAllister's. They make these broadcasts possible. They make these broadcasts the quality that they are. It's wonderful to work with them every year.
They help us see our vision through to bring you guys exactly what you want to see and are used to seeing at home when watching baseball or softball on TV.
This one's smacked and foul.
You know, Greg, this in a season like this, if you're North Montgomery, you got to celebrate the little victories, right? Last inning, bases loaded, no outs. Yet the Chargers were able to hold North Putnam to just 1 run. And I think that's a huge win for them, you know, when you're looking at the little things. I know you're down 7-0. I know the season's not going the way you want, but that was a great job to battle out of a jam.
Mercado grounds out to the second baseman. There's 1 away. Last 5 North Montgomery hitters have been retired. So now Morehouse will step to the plate. She's singled. Liner to center field first time up.
And you know what a job that Miller's doing on the mound for North Putnam. I mean, we're here in the 3rd inning, bottom of the 3rd, and Morehouse is just getting her second at bat.
Count of 1-0.
Again, other than those first 2 out of 3 hitters getting hits, she's been lights out ever since then.
Again, Morehouse, Rominger, and Keller are the 3 most potent bats in the North Montgomery lineup. And all 3, and those are 3 batters that have reached base so far today. 2 hits and a walk. And for a strike. Right back up the middle. Miller fields it perfectly. It's 2 down. And these 2 programs not that far apart, and they routinely play each other. This is not the first time we have televised a North Montgomery, North Putnam game. I remember being here. Unfortunately, tonight we had a pretty decent snowstorm while we were here in the building a couple of years ago for basketball between these 2. Wasn't exactly a fun drive back to the Broad Ripple section of Indianapolis that night. Here's Klonks. Skies this one. Left fielder was shading towards center field, so even despite the great hustle, could not get there in time. That was Wolf. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, Cam covering some ground out there in left field.
Klonks hit it hard last time. She showed bunt on the first pitch, and then the third baseman played in. She hit it hard directly at the third baseman at the time, which was Schmitz. Klonks eventually was thrown out at third base as the second out of the first inning. And wraps that one foul. Count remains 0-2.
Well, she hit that one right off the top of her shoes. That was a low pitch.
Swing and a miss. And that is the end of the inning for North Putnam. We are through 3 here at North Montgomery. And the Chargers trail the Cougars 7-0. We're back in a moment as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
The best video on the internet is not the guy of the last week or so. It's the surfing bulldog.
Expecto Patronum, like, Harry Potter. Everybody knows what I'm talking about at home.
I'm not
confused.
12.
You are one of the most disgusting people I've ever met.
You asked. You open up the door. Squeaky. Colts quarterback room is kind of like picking your favorite Ernest movie. They're all pretty bad. You have
Did you actually see any of those?
You have to go. I really was a big Ernest. Yeah.
No way.
Ernest fan. Ernest Goes to Camp was my favorite.
Today's game on the ISC Sports Network is sponsored by Wintech Business Solutions. With escalating bandwidth, latency, and financial demands, let Wintech's customer Dark Fiber Solutions manage cost while creating future-proof networks. Call Wintech Business Solutions at 765-742-8428 or visit them online at wintech.com. Have a few positional changes here for...
Yeah, it looks like Brianna Doolin is going to second base for North Montgomery.
Yep. Trying to get everybody a little playing time here, again, knowing it's the last game of the regular season for each of these two teams.
Lydia Duggard is out in right field as well, replacing Mercado.
Now, our field producer says Dugard is how you say her name.
Okay, apologies.
I don't know who our field producer's name is, but she's been great to us today.
She keeps us
in check and online.
in check. Yeah, you want to make sure you get it right because we've got mom and dad, grandma and grandpa's at home.
We're on grandma patrol. I don't want to make grandma mad.
And you never assume anything.
That's right.
I remember one time calling a game. The gentleman's last name was spelled Houston, just like the city of Houston.
Houston?
It was actually Houston. And I had a family that was very upset with me for that. So I learned you can't assume either.
This one, smack towards left field and foul.
Put a good little charge in that one.
If your last name is spelled Houston and you pronounce it Houston, I would say that's more of a you problem. that might be worth changing a name or changing a pronunciation. Now, I say that coming from a family on my mom's side of Schneiders, who at one point in time, part of the family kind of broke away and changed the spelling and pronunciation to Snyder, S-N-I-D-E-R, so I understand. That one hops to home plate, 3-1 the count.
I don't know if our cameras are picking up all the audio out there today, but you can hear the girls still communicating, talking, having fun.
That is just foul as it turns left before it got to the third base bag. This North Montgomery team, they drew a bye in the opening round of their sectional. They will take on the winner of Lebanon or Crawfordsville in sectional semis. Frankfort and Tri-West round out that conference field. Right fielder was playing it perfectly. It was literally almost off the right hip of the second baseman. And there's one down. Leadoff batter is retired for the second time in 4 innings for North Putt.
I'll tell you, defensively set, they've been where they've needed to be all day long. And you look, like you said, basically playing right there on the edge of the infield, the wind blowing in from that direction. We've seen the left fielder all day parked right on the foul line. North Montgomery has definitely been in position today.
This is Riggle. Turns that one foul. Sectional for North Montgomery played at Lebanon. Of note, Danville is not in that sectional amongst the Sagamore Conference teams. Danville hosts their own 4-team sectional next week. Certainly in talking with some of the folks around here, it seems that Tri-West probably the favorite of that group that's playing at Lebanon next week.
Yeah, Tri-West and Danville both having fantastic seasons in the Sagamore Conference. 1-2 respectively. 21 wins on the season for Tri-West, 22 on the season for Danville. Look for both of those teams to make some noise in the postseason.
North Putnam gets the luxury of hosting their own sectional. Again, they were drawn into the semifinals against Cloverdale. South Putt, Greencastle, Park Heritage, and South Vermilion, the 6 teams that are part of that group. What that also does is tell you, just from an enrollment standpoint, how kind of on the border Greencastle is. They are 3A in most sports. They are 2A in softball. And that missed just a bit high, and ball 4. And it's kind of as a rule of thumb, if you're used to seeing slow pitch softball, that's a strike. You're really not kind of allowed to kind of get that level of arc, so to speak, on a pitch. So that's maybe that zone on those high arcers is a little more squeezed than you would be used to seeing.
Certainly.
This one, hammered, center field, drifting back, looking up. This will be up against the base of the wall. Wiggle, quickly hustles into third. It is a double.
A great piece of hitting from Lawson. She found a pitch that caught a lot of the play right here, and she put a lot of the bat on it. That thing driven towards what would be a warning track out there in left field. You see that great swing right there. Able to drive her hands through.
Also love the camera angle because we really can't see it as much back here behind the home plate unless we're looking for it. But in looking at Austin Lass's camera shot down the first base line, you also see that, again, knowing they're facing a bit of a slower pitcher today, how much the batters are in front of the plate trying to time out that swing.
Certainly.
And this one will get down for a base hit. It'll score a run. Ball gets away from the third baseman. No further advance. Runners on the corners. It's 8-0, and North Putt now has at least a run in every inning so far today.
Yeah, they did a great job of once they get them on, getting them over and getting them in for sure. And nice piece of hitting here in this inning. Just watch the replay here. Just getting hit up where they're not, right over the third baseman's head into shallow left field base hit.
For Mason, I've got that as her second RBI of the year. And first 2 hits of the season for her in very limited time. And again, there you see she's putting that front foot at the edge of the bats as far up as you can go. Times out this one. Left fielder in Klonks makes the catch. Now the only question is, did the runner leave on time? Let's see. I believe she did. It was close.
Felt like she timed that out pretty good. She definitely got a great jump, which always makes you wonder.
They're going to throw back to third. I think they're debating whether she left early or not, or how procedurally that's supposed to go. They threw back to third just in case she left early. I think the ruling is that she's going to be safe, and there's 2 outs, so tack on another run for North Putnam. It's 9-0.
Obviously, we don't have picture-in-picture there, but they showed the replay of her going back, and you see her looking over her shoulder, waiting for that to be caught before she took off.
First pitch swinging line drive, and that is the end of the inning. So we'll go now to the home half of the 4th inning. Tack on 2 more for the Cougars. It's 9-0. Take a look at this play going to break as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
Again?
Tortured by technology? Have no fear. Endeavor is here with Speed Geeks. Our Speed Geeks are expert technicians ready to rescue you from technology troubles. Our experts are here to get and keep your Wi-Fi running properly. We'll even make sure all of your devices stay connected. Give us a call or visit weendeavor.com to see if you're in our service area. Endeavor Communications. Technology for real people.
To the bottom half of the 4th we go. Greg Rakestraw, Sean Walker with you here on the ISC Sports Network. 9-0 in favor of the Cougars of North Putnam. Again, it's been a season of struggle for North Montgomery. 124-1. Played to a 32-32 tie early in the season.
Well, that's a lot of runs to both score and give up. I almost think I'd want to watch that one. That's just an exhilarating, it's a lot of runs to put up in a game, a softball game.
That came against the Indiana School for the Deaf. North Montgomery then would play ISD again later in the year, and that's their win. Won that one by a score of 20-10. And that is a really cool life experience for the ladies from North Montgomery to have, to take on the Deaf Hoosiers. They play in the 1A level of competition in most sports. Indiana School for the Deaf, located just north of the state fairgrounds off of 42nd Street on the northeast side of Indianapolis.
You talk about playing with impairment rake. It always makes me think of the Indiana Thunder, 4-time world champions in beep baseball.
Yep.
And, you know, it's cool. Darnell Booker is a gentleman that I've become friends with, and he has such a passion for that sport. It's just amazing. And team looking to try to get their 5th world championship this year.
We will have the regionals here in Indianapolis the weekend of June 5th and 6th. This take place at North Central High School. We're honored to say we will be broadcasting the Beep Ball World Series from Wichita, Kansas at the end of July.
Road trip.
Here on the ISC Sports Network.
And here's another great tie-in. I was watching Zombieland last weekend with the wife, right? Jesse Eisenberg, I told her, was a huge fan of.
There's not many lines you can quote from that movie.
No,
so
I'm not going to.
I enjoy a Twinkie as much as anybody, but tread lightly.
But Jesse Eisenberg is a huge fan. He's from New York, but he's a huge fan of Indiana sports teams, the Indiana Hoosiers, the Indiana Pacers, and listed on his Wikipedia, a huge fan of the Indy Thunder and their founder in Darnell Booker, is what it says in his Wikipedia. So I screenshot it, I sent it to Darnell, and he was ecstatic.
Knowing my friend Darnell, he's crafty enough to have, hacked Jesse's Wikipedia page.
Just put it on there?
Yeah, Jesse has a place in Bloomington, so he spends some time in the area. Rominger works a relatively easy walking, and that may have been Miller kind of pitching around the best player for North Montgomery. Rominger has been aggressive on the base pass when she has been on both times today.
She's fun to watch. You can tell she has a lot of fun playing this game. It's got to be a little frustrating for her because she came up in the first inning with a single, and here we are in the 4th. She's just getting her 2nd plate appearance.
Casey Keller lifts this one, second baseman. Gets her feet firmly in the grass and snags it. And Keller retired for the first time today. There's one down.
Nice job defensively. It's a tough play. It really is at second base there. You're drifting into the outfield. You've got the elevated lip there from the infield dirt out to the grass, and then, again, wind's kind of blowing in from that direction. You got to play that ball as it's spinning kind of funny.
Here's Lily Dawkins, struck out looking last time up. Runner will go. They'll throw to second base, and nobody had gotten there yet. Rominger a steal.
That's how fast she is. She was 3/4 of the way down and was still going to beat the shortstop to the bag. That's a pretty impressive speed. Great jump.
I said earlier she's going to play softball next year at Trine University, Angola, Indiana. Members of the Michigan Intercollegiate Athletic Association.
You see there, great jump from McKenzie. Nice head first slide.
Dawkins chases that one, and count evens up at 1-1. Well hit. That off the bag. Rominger. Because that ball did not go all the way through the outfield, that probably stole a run temporarily for North Montgomery.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Dawkins gets... It's just not fair sometimes in this game. That should have been an RBI right here. Perfect back up the middle and just happens to catch the bag, and it takes a North Putnam hop right there. Unfortunate. Should have had herself an RBI.
First base hit since the first inning for the Cougars. The Chargers, excuse me. That's in for a strike. And Dawkins, they'll simply give her the bag at second.
It's easy to do in this game, Greg. Both teams wearing the navy and orange, and
Cougars,
both
Chargers,
have North.
NPC.
Yeah, it's tough.
Of course, these schools both consolidations of the late 60s, early 70s. I love the gymnasium here at North Montgomery that details all of the various former high schools that make up North Montgomery High School. Swing and a miss. Well, Freeman's at-bat was brief, and that's not the result that North Montgomery needed. They needed at least contact, likely would have scored a run there. But unfortunate strikeout for the Chargers means there's 2 away.
Yeah, Miller's definitely settled down in this last at bat here. she was cruising right along.
This is Doolin batting in Smith's spot in the lineup. She entered the game defensively at second base in the last inning. 15 players on the roster today for North Montgomery, 18 for North Putnam. One and one the count. Just missed a bit out of the zone. 2-1 the count.
It's pretty good placement, really. If you're going to miss, that's where you want to miss. Don't necessarily want to fall behind hitters, but that one was so close. That one definitely could have baited a swing.
Just off the plate. 3-1.
See Miller getting a little bit frustrated there. She liked the placement on those last two pitches, and even though they were just off the plate.
Got the benefit of the doubt that time. Full count now.
She went a little bit high and outside, and she went a little low and outside, and then she comes right back inside corner on that one.
You would think here, Doolin should get a pretty good pitch to hit. Swing and a miss. She did. It was going to be there if she didn't swing at it. Back-to-back strikeouts for the second time to end an inning today, and there is still a 0 on the board for North Montgomery. 9-0 after 4. Presented by Endeavor and Wintech. You're watching on the ISC Sports Network. Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness. 122-6-0 for Penn.
What a swim. Six of them.
Today's broadcast on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by Endeavor Communications. With Endeavor's ridiculously fast internet speeds, it's now easy for you to watch, work, study, and play all at the same time. Sign up today at join.weendeavor.com.
Greg, I love how involved Endeavor is in their community. You constantly see the way that they give back, and it's just awesome to see a company like that based there in Cloverdale, and then obviously serving a pretty large territory. But they are everywhere. It's awesome.
Because Rominger was the player who was on third. She took her time in terms of getting back out behind the home plate. And often, you're going to see the pitcher and catcher get courtesy runners, but clearly when the catcher is the best athlete you have on the team, you're not going to pull her from the base paths.
Yeah, I don't know that another player, and this isn't knocking him, I don't know that another player on the team gets that steal there going to second like she did. I mean, she was fleet of foot on the base paths.
This is Stacks at the plate. This is her third at bat. And that one past the third baseman for a base hit. And we are now getting into run rule territory. And North Putnam would have to score at least one this inning and hold North Montgomery to none in the bottom half of the inning to end this one in 5. Cougars have scored in every inning so far.
That was a great rip there. You just saw the replay.
There's Kincaid. And this one, second baseman. Didn't get there in time. Yep, great hustle by Stacks to get there and beat the second baseman to the bag.
She does a good job right away realizing this one's kind of hit, popped up in the air, but it's not going to be caught. And she just knows, I've got to get to the bag before the defender. And she does a great job sliding in there.
This is Daigle's spot in the lineup now. She popped up to the catcher in her previous plate appearance. This originally was Schmitz's spot in the lineup. This one fouled back. 1-1 the count.
You know, how much of a luxury is it for the coaching staff to say, we're going to give Schmitz a break. She's hitting .507 on the season. She's already knocked in a couple RBIs, and we're going to bring in a freshman to hit her spot, hitting .444. It's just amazing.
Ground ball. Shortstop's got it. They'll get the lead runner at third.
Good job. That's the second time today that I've seen the shortstop there for North Montgomery and Freeman make the right play. I mean, and that's the mental part of the game, is knowing if the ball's hit to me, what am I going to do with it? And for the second time today, she's able to go the short route right here at third base and get the lead runner out.
Here's Miller. Fly ball to the right fielder. That was the one right behind the second baseman last time up. Reach on an error back in the first and scored, and Singleton got an RBI back in the second.
And to that point, Rick, I don't know, there's been many times on my scorecard ever that I've looked down and saw 6-5 as the out. Twice.
And she hammers this one center fielder, though. And it played perfectly. Was right there waiting on it, and there's two down.
North Montgomery, once again, in the perfect position. That is typically a shot that's in the gap. But knowing where to line up defensively today, having them prepared that way, nicely done from Coach Early.
Here's Riggle. That's in for a strike. This is Riggle's second at bat. She walked last time up and scored. Popped up to the pitcher, her previous plate appearance. This was originally Brewer's spot in the lineup. And sends that one foul and out of play. North Putnam trying to put a 0 on the board for the first time. Or North Montgomery trying to put North Putnam in that scenario. 4 for North Putnam in the first, 2 in the second, 1 in the third, and 2 in the fourth.
Jeff McShay might have to change his last name to Magnet after today's game, because they're zoned in on him. You drew the bad camera position today.
Hop to home plate. One and two the count. This one. Let's see if it'll drop. It will. It will hold the runner at third. So the bases are loaded. A single for Riggle. Her first base hit of the game.
Nice job by Riggle. Knocking that single into center field, but then a great play in center field there for North Montgomery, able to keep the ball in front of them and get it in quickly and hold that runner at third.
Lawson smacked one to left center last time up.
As you mentioned, Greg, we're in 10-run rule territory, so North Putnam needs to get one across and then hold in this game in 5.
This one, left field line. Clunks couldn't make the diving effort.
It's a great effort, though, from Klonks, and we've seen it a few times out there today with her hustle. Here kind of sacrificing the body, laying out for this one. Hits the glove, but unable to squeeze, but you cannot fault the effort.
This one, hitting Klonk's direction, backing up and in foul territory, makes the play, and this one will go at least 6 this afternoon. North Putnam 9, North Montgomery nothing. The Chargers come to bat when we come back on the ISC Sports Network.
Want lightning fast internet speeds? Choose Endeavor. Go from slow to whoa. From last to fast. And wait to great. Endeavor Communications is bringing the fastest internet speed in Indiana to your town, so you can download huge files in a flash, stream videos at blazing speeds, and game online faster than you thought possible. Think fast and contact Endeavor Communications today at join.weendeavor.com.
Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented in part by Wintech Business Solutions. Let Wintech design, deploy, and secure your business's internal network so you can focus on what matters most to your customers. Call Wintech Business Solutions at 765-742-8428 or visit wintech.com. Miller out for her 5th inning of work. She'll face batters 8, 9, and 1. And the softball postseason starts on Monday. Sectional round is supposed to be completed by Friday. And you come back and have the 1-game regional on Tuesday, June 1st. 4 teams in each half of the bracket will reach the semi-state round on Saturday, June 5th. We'll have 2 state finals on Friday, June 11th, and 2 on Saturday, June 12th. Of course, the last 2 years we have played the softball state finals. In 2018 and 2019, Bittinger Stadium in West Lafayette, Purdue's wonderful campus. I mean, it is truly a stadium. I've hosted the state finals, but kind of per Big Ten policy, even though they have played all of their spring and winter sports, they really have been reluctant to have fans on site. That pitch misses, and so basically both Purdue for softball and IU for track and field said, hey, we will host you. You really can't have fans. And the IHSA said, well, thank you, but we will find another venue to use for each of those state finals. And so for track and field, which is in just a couple of weeks, is Shaw. They're trying to leg out an infield hit. Great job by the pitcher, though, to fire over to the first baseman. And there's Riggle over at first base, and there's one down. But to finish the thought, the track and field state finals going to Ben Davis on Friday, June 4th and Saturday, June 5th. Softball state finals going to Russ Milligan Field in Center Grove on June 11th and June 12th. And ends up playing 4 finals on a Saturday. They're going to play doubleheaders and try to space out the games a little bit. That way, basically, you have a crowd for one game, they exit, next crowd comes in for game number 2.
I like it. I like the thinking. And I like the fact that, you know, they were able to move it somewhere and allow fans to come in and participate, especially when you're outdoors like this. I think people have started to realize how to protect themselves and be a lot more safe.
Ground ball. Miller knocks it down and tosses it over to first, and that is out number 2 of the inning. It was Dugard that was hustling down the line for North Montgomery, batting in Mercado's spot.
That is the 3rd or 4th put out for Shaw, or for Miller, excuse me, today on the mound for the Cougars. She has done a great job, not only pitching and throwing strikes, but then fielding her position when it's been hit back at her.
Here's Morehouse.
Another look at it here. Knocks it down. Toss over to first.
Tennis state tournament is going on as we speak. Track and field sectional has been in the last couple of days. He misses outside, 2-0 the count. The last state championships to be contested. Baseball at Victory Field, Monday, June 21st and Tuesday, June 22nd. Should I break some news on the baseball state final?
You should.
I have the call of all 4.
Nice.
2 on
Congratulations.
TV, 2 on radio. Thank you. I've been in that booth a couple of times at Victory Field over the years.
Just a few?
Well, the 25th anniversary of Victory Field is July 11th. July 11th, 1996, the Indianapolis Indians lost to the Oklahoma City 89ers in the first game in the history of Victory Field. Count of 3-1. And that's a ball to Morehouse. 3rd walk issued today by Miller. 2nd time that Morehouse has reached base. Klonks now will come to the plate. And back then, that summer, I was an intern at WTHR. And my job that day was to hit fungos to John Stair in the outfield virtually the entire day before he did his newscast. Live from Victory Field. 3rd baseman couldn't pick it, and that'll be Klonks reaching on first base. Unfortunately, an error on the 3rd baseman, even though Klonks was hustling down the line. So if she makes that play, that's a put out to end the inning.
It's the right idea. She was trying to take the angle where her body and her momentum is going towards first base. If she's able to field that cleanly, her momentum's going where she's already right in line to make a throw and get that runner.
This is roaming her spot and lamping, and she'll take off the catching gear to get to the plate, hence the momentary delay.
After her having a first at bat in the 1st inning, not seeing a plate again until the 4th inning, here she is in the 5th.
Multiple runners in the 1st, 4th, and 5th innings for North Montgomery. That misses.
And a nice opportunity here. I mean, you got 2 outs, but you've got a runner in scoring position. You got your best hitter at the plate. You know, you can try to drive one home and just extend this even further. I mean, again, small victories. If you can take this game 7 innings, if you're North Montgomery, you take that. Even if it's a loss on the scoreboard, you didn't allow a team to 10-run rule you here at home in your final game of the season. regular season.
And the closer games for North Montgomery this year had a 3-1 loss to Bethesda Christian. Had a 12-7 game against Greencastle a couple of weeks ago. But most of them have been of the 5-inning variety this year. Kind of 2-1 as Rominger looked to be taken all the way there. Swings at this one and grounds it foul. That ball hit her in the box, and kind of 2-2.
You know, pitching and defense is definitely, it's been the struggle for this team, for the Chargers this year. And, you know, if they can finish this game, go 7 innings, this will be only the second time that they held their opponent to single-digit runs in a game. And again, small hurdles, small victories, those are things that you want to try to accomplish because you're working on building something long-term.
Up the middle base hit, they'll give their one of the wave around, they'll throw ahead to third base, and the tag could not be applied. Everybody scoots up 60 feet, and North Montgomery is on the board.
There you go. That's it. That's exactly what you needed right there. You got your top hitter at the plate. You got runners in scoring position, and you're seeing some smiles out there on the faces of these young ladies. It was a great hit from McKenzie and nice heads-up base running from everyone else.
Keller, second best batter from an average standpoint, now steps up for North Montgomery. She popped up to the second baseman last time. For Rominger, it's her second base hit of the day. She's now got 19 runs batted in this season. That's in for a strike.
I think Miller was really hoping to secure that shutout on the day. Until she's a little frustrated with herself there after that run scored. But comes right back, throws a strike.
Ground ball, second baseman's got it. Fires over to first, and the inning is over. But North Montgomery does plate their first run of the contest. We go to the top of the 6th. North Putnam's lead is now 8 at 9-1, and you're watching on the ISC Sports Network. One more time, thanks to our tremendous crew from the ISC Sports Network. A lot of the same folks that are working tonight will be working again tomorrow night. We cap off our baseball regular season. Central Catholic will host Harrison in a crosstown rivalry game. Now, we mentioned the fact that from a softball standpoint, they begin the postseason Monday. Baseball doesn't start until Wednesday, so a handful of teams will actually try to fit in games on Saturday or games on Monday to round out the season. CC is one of those teams that will actually play all the way through Monday and then begin their postseason run.
And you get to this time of year, coaches don't like that long break. They want to keep the momentum going.
Yep.
You know, especially a team like Central Catholic that's already had such a great season and won so many in a row. You want to keep that momentum rocking right into the postseason. I know Coach Bourdonnais got a 600 win, but he would like to get, what, a 6th state championship, something like that? 8th? I'm selling him short over here. Still thinking that 6 sounded ridiculous.
They won 7 state titles between 2004 and 2013 at Central Catholic High School. I know that just because I have the sign burned into my brain from sitting atop the press box 6 days ago.
I forgot he was the Phil Jackson of high school baseball.
Another new batter is up here for North Putnam. And this one caught by the third baseman.
Shot by Morehouse again there at third base, and she's fielded her position very well today. See, again, called the hot corner. Thankfully, that one had a little bit of a loft in it. Gave her the ability to get underneath it and snag her team.
That was Layla Hasser that was at the plate. And now for North Putnam. Quickly up and back to the dugout is Michaela Heiner. That was in Wolf's spot in the lineup.
You see Doolin there, checked in defensively an inning or so ago. Gets one hit her way, makes a great play on it. The second out of the inning.
I think that now North Putnam has played every player but one in today's game. Swing and a miss is tied in knots that time was Hoops. Miller will come back out for her 6th inning of work for North Putnam.
Hoops likes to hit, you can tell. She's anxious. She's ready to put a charge into one.
And she does. Ground ball that'll result in a base hit.
I'll tell you, out of all the hitters today that have hit, we've seen balls hit further, but I think she's hit the 2 hardest balls that we've seen today.
So this is now Stack's spot in the lineup. Circumspected Miller is getting ready to pitch her 6th inning. Again, she's been the number 2 pitcher this year. Kendall Brewer, who we saw for all of 1 at bat in the 1st inning, she is the normal number 1 pitcher. This one popped up, right fielder, kind of stood there for a moment, then ended up not being able to get the ball, and now we got a collision at second base as Hoops and shortstop and Freeman get tied up. So again, that was a force play at the second base bag. So when Dugard unfortunately could not catch the ball, there was still a force play at second base if the catch is made here by Freeman. She could not hang on to it, and so the inning now will continue for North Putnam.
Boy, I'm glad that there's no injury there either. The slide in right into the knees.
There's an error on the right fielder. And here's Kincaid. And Kincaid under the game in the 2nd innings. This is her 4th trip to the plate. Officially 1 for 3, single. Pop up to the catcher and a fielder's choice. And this one, third baseman, they never had to move. Grabbed it, was standing on the bag. The inning is over, and this game will go the distance today here at North Montgomery. Take a look at this defensive play as we go to break. Score remains 9-1 in favor of the Cougars on the ISC Sports Network.
Food, shelter, fast Wi-Fi. It's all we really need. Good thing Endeavor has the fast, reliable internet it takes to power all the Wi-Fi hungry gadgets in your home. All at once. With speeds up to 10 gig, get smooth HD streaming video, gaming, music, and surfing, all with no waiting, no buffering, no kidding. Call or click WeEndeavor.com and upgrade to Indiana's fastest internet today.
See some of the fans enjoying the action day. They all appreciate the fact they're on camera, or because of the way the sun sets, they appreciate the extra shade that Jeff is providing them down the third base line. It is a warm day. Like you get this day in July, like, it's a pretty good day today.
Certainly.
You get this day in May, you're like, is my air conditioner working?
Right. This is
you're not acclimated to this just yet.
Hey, having a father who has an HVAC business, I guarantee he is busy today because people are firing him on for the first time and realizing they don't work. I bet he's going to be a busy man.
Well, even though I don't have my house serviced by Walker Industries, I do have them taken care of by a sponsor of Query and Schultz, so I can, give them a mention. I feel bad about it. So the folks that love heating and air conditioning have taken care of me now at 2 different homes over the years. And I remember at the end of last year that the air conditioner was working, but it sounded like there was a freight train running by my house, the external fan. So I remembered, I saw the forecast for Wednesday. I'm like, called the guys on Love on Monday, making sure I got my fan fixed, and they were out there this afternoon, and I'm sure it's nice and crisply cool in the Rakestraw household right now.
I tell you, preventative maintenance on anything is a good thing.
This is Dawkins' spot in the lineup, but she is being hit for here. A new batter in the game here for North Montgomery. So this is Castano at the plate. So Dawkins got a base hit last time up. She was the young lady that hit the ball off the second base bag. Cost her an RBI, but that run would come around to score. The only tally so far for North Montgomery.
Rick, if you're North Montgomery now, you just patient at the plate. Find a pitch you like. Try to put a charge into it. Let's see what you can do here. I mean, you and I called a game a few weeks back, and it looked like it was all but over, and all of a sudden we got extra innings in that game, and South Putnam was able to pull out a victory. It was one of those days you just didn't think was going to go that way for the first 5 or 6 innings, and then all of a sudden, boom. If you're North Montgomery, hey, the threat of the 10-run rule is over. You're playing all 7 innings here today, so just relax, have some fun.
Count it 2-2. Strike 3 call.
you know, again, Miller, she's got to get some credit for today because she's doing an outstanding job on the mound. If you watch that sequence of pitches, it's away, 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 comes back inside on the hands right there and gets the third strike.
7th strikeout. This is Freeman, the shortstop. Ground ball to the first base and a strikeout. That one almost hit the bull. 1-0 the count. Count now 2-0.
You know, as good as Miller's been, it does look like she's starting to tire just a little bit.
She has averaged about 4 innings an outing, and obviously this is inning 6, and again, this is as warm a day as we have had all year, so you would understand if starting to get worn down a little bit.
Great opportunity for North Putnam to get her some work here and get her some extended innings as well. You never know as you get into the postseason what you might run into. You need to have everybody ready to go.
And that's a 4-pitch walk. If you're going to make a postseason run, you got to have a second. You don't have to be as deep in softball as you do in baseball, but you at least have to have 2.
Yeah, and again, researching those stats before today's game, when I was looking at those teams like Guerin Catholic and Pioneer and Lake Central, they all have that. I mean, they've got 2 and 3 girls on their staff that have thrown multiple no-hitters on the season. It's just amazing. There were 26 total pitchers that had thrown at least 1 no-hitter in the state of Indiana. Yet there were, 8 girls there at the top that had thrown 3 or more. I mean, it's just nuts.
Doolin at the plate, struck out last time up.
And when was the last time we saw so many no-nos in the majors? We've
Never.
had a great start to the season there from pitchers.
Ground ball, could be trouble. Third baseman, and wings that one past the first baseman. Riggle wasn't ready for that. Everybody advances 60 feet there. The error on the third baseman for North Putnam.
That's why you're always taught to hustle, Greg. You never know. There's a little topper, little dribbler here to the third baseman, and she just understands I've got to go get it and then has to rush the throw in time to be able to get the out at first base and instead throws it away.
Now Shaw. Shaw hit a tapper back to the pitcher last time up. And a ground ball here would likely score a run. North Putnam will gladly trade that for an out at this point. Take to an 8-run lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Foul ball. Shaw looking for her 2nd run batted into the season.
Great opportunity for it here too. Really want to try to hit something right side if you can, or deep into the outfield, give the runner a chance to tag up.
Ground ball, second base. And
there you go.
As if it were prophecy. Run scores, it's 9-2.
It's a great piece of hitting right there. Is push it to the right side, guarantee you get that run home. You knew North Putnam was going to take the shore out at first base. Get yourself an RBI.
This is Dugard's spot in the lineup. She hit a tapper back to the pitcher last time up as well.
Saw her come in a few innings ago from Mercado out in right field. She's made some defensive plays out there. An opportunity to drive in a run here for her squad.
It's 1-1 the count. Once again, back to the pitcher. Once again, Miller's got time, and the inning is over. But credit to North Montgomery. They put another run on the board, and we go to the top of the 7th. 7-run lead for the visiting Cougars. Presented by Endeavor and Wintech. You are watching on the ISC Sports Network. Today's game on the ISC Sports Network, presented by Endeavor Communications, proud to support a local community with the fastest internet around for homes, business, and education. Find out more at weendeavor.com. One more time, thank you to Dennis Glover, Jordan Shue, Jeff McShay, Becca Kelly, Austin Lass, along with Sean Walker. Not to forget Casper McAllister and Greg Rakestraw. Thanks for joining us here on the ISC Sports Network. This is 4, 5, and 6 in the lineup for North Putnam, but again, they have had so many lineup changes today. It's, I'd say, not exactly as consequential in terms of what spots in the lineup are batting. This is Daigle. It's her third trip to the plate, looking for her first base hit. And this one will drop down into left field for a base hit.
A good piece of hitting there. Fought that one off the hands and able to get just enough on it to get it over the head of the shortstop and the third baseman there for a base hit.
There is really the one player that has not been subbed out of the lineup just yet because she's the pitcher. So Miller will step to the plate. He is 1 for 4. Off the hands, this will get into the dugout. 0-1 the count. Miller reached her and scored back in the first, singled in the second, got an RBI. Going out to the right fielder and a line drive to center in her last two plate appearances. Miller batting .351 on the year with 10 runs batted in. Throw behind the runner.
She's obviously had a great offensive year, but today in this game, for me, it's her work on the mound's been outstanding, and her defense from the circle has been amazing.
A little bit high. 2-1. Hammered. Left field, backing up, and Klonks will watch that one. It is fair, just inside the line. It is a double. And Klonks is fighting a pretty good sun as she's looking back that direction. She clearly had the placement figured out, just maybe not the depth of that ball hit by Miller, and that's a double.
So just as I say, she's had a great offensive year, but I was more impressed with her pitching and defense today. She hits one out to the wall here for a double. Moves the other runner over to third. This is a pretty good charge put into this one.
They're going to get a courtesy runner in here for Miller. So now everybody has played today for North Putnam as Lily Sanders is going to get to run at second base. Look at the 66 on your screen. And again, Miller will re-enter in the bottom half of the inning to finish off the complete game victory. So Riggle.
For her second hit today. Opportunity to add some RBIs to the stat column as well.
Her fourth at bat. And that one turns foul. And the count at 0-2.
Klonks is going to sleep well tonight out there in left field. She has gotten a workout in today.
And this one will drop for a base hit. It'll score a run. Could be a play at third base. Tag applied, and Sanders is out. Now, that doesn't affect the run scoring at home. So, Nagel will cross home plate and score. Give the RBI single to Riggle. But then Sanders is thrown out. 7-5, and there's one away. Throw behind the runner, and diving back into the bag is Riggle. Again, they'll throw behind, and this time standing up. Griggle steps on the back. This is Lawson at the plate. Lawson's 4th plate appearance, doubled and scored back in the 4th. Smacks this one foul. Top of the lineup will roll back through for North Montgomery in the home half of the 7th.
I don't know if you noticed, but Coach Minton started out the game in third base coach's box there, and he very quickly traded places, and probably for good reason. Trying to get out of harm's way down there.
They got 4 coaches on the staff at North Putnam. They have flipped coaches who are at first and third base along the lines today. This one, well hit. Klonks drifting back, looking up, and couldn't make the catch. The park does hold it. It will be a double. The runners at second and third.
Pretty good charge put into that one. I think the wind and the height on it kind of knocked this one down. That one might have cleared the fence on a less windy day. Nonetheless, it's a double. Look at this one here.
The way the Klonks was looking at that, you kind of thought that might have the ability to leave the building. 1-0 the count. This is Hasser's spot in the lineup. She lined out to the third baseman last time up. Fouled that one straight back. And 18 players in uniform today for North Putt. They have all played. 15 in uniform for North Montgomery. We have seen 12 of the 15 so far. Infield playing in here with runners at second and third. On any contact, ball will try to come home to cut off the runner at home plate. One and two the count. And a swing and a miss. 2 down.
Took a little more off that one. Able to get a buyer.
3rd strikeout for Shaw today. Now has 18 on the season. This marks the 5th trip through the lineup for North Putnam today. This is the 2nd at bat in the number 9 position for Heiner. And up the middle. That'll produce a run. Runner will stop at third. Griggle will come around and score, make it 11-2. Heiner the RBI.
Nice job able to push that one the other way with such a shift on. Still able to skirt that one through the infield.
There's Hoops. So Hoops did not start the game, but getting a 5th at bat of the contest. A single twice, has scored once. And this one smacked to left field for a base hit. So a 3-run outburst here by North Putnam in the top of the 7th. Makes it 12-2.
Yeah, that's her 3rd hit of the game too. And I mean, she's done a great job. Sorry, 4th of just really driving the baseball today, or softball. I'll get the right sport eventually.
Ball gets away from the catcher. Runner tries to advance to third base. Ball got away. The runner from third will not try to score, but the throw that got down the line will.
It's a good idea, and if the throw's on the money there, she's got her. Definitely a tough play. Come from a crouch position, lose the mask, locate the ball, spin and fire. And that one just off the mark.
Runners at second and third now. Hard hit ball to shortstop, knocks it down. Late throw to first, not in time, and allows another runner to score. So Heiner will come around to score. Make it 4 in the inning and make it 13-2.
A little bit of an outburst here for North Putnam in this inning. starting to kind of pepper the ball all over the field. Great job at shortstop to knock it down. Makes a good throw on target to first base, just not in time. Nice hustle down the base paths.
Kincaid, it's a foul ball, and she's been a right-handed hitter before, correct?
I believe so.
Yeah, so she's trying just to slap with the lefty at this point. Maybe work on something for the future.
A little running start as well.
Trying to slap it is what she's trying to do. They'll give the runner second base behind the play. The runner's at second and third now. Shortstop up in case the ball comes her direction. Given how Kincaid's trying to make contact. Ball got away from the catcher, but no further advance. Count now at 1-2.
And now the switch to the other side.
You got 2 pitches to try it, and then you get to 1-2, and it's flip back to what you're used to doing. Popped up. First baseman Dawkins has it, and the inning is over. 4 runs score in the top of the 7th. North Montgomery comes to bat in their regular season finale when we come back. Trailing North Putnam 13-2 as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
It's time to supercharge your internet with ridiculous speeds up to 1 gig from Endeavor. Get ready for high gear downloads that power buffer-free streaming, gaming, sharing, and surfing. And fire up all your devices at once with reliable speeds amplified by the latest Wi-Fi equipment. Get on the fast track to a powerful online experience. Contact Endeavor and supercharge your internet today.
Top of the lineup we go. Again, so many of these games for North Montgomery this year unfortunately have looked like this, but we notate bottom of the 7th. They got to play the full distance today. They've had a lot of unfortunate run roll losses this season. And they knew they were in for an uphill fight this year, graduating 8 players off the team 2 years ago and then not having a season last year.
Yeah, it's the one benefit that the college sports have been able to have, to kind of give that year back to players and give them the option to go.
Can't do that here.
And in high school, obviously, you can't do that. And so it's unfortunate. You know, you feel bad for the seniors last year that didn't get to play their senior season. You always look forward to that. It's usually your best year. And then you feel bad for these players that missed out on that development year with your high school program, your teammates, your coaching staff. It's tough all the way around. And we've seen some teams that were a little bit, better than others at handling that.
And I think where you see it in this sport is pitching. A lot of the ERAs are inflated around the state of Indiana this year.
Yeah.
It's really where you see it. I don't think it's affected the batters as much as it has the pitchers. So here's Morehouse. She walked and scored the first run. The game back in the 5th for North Montgomery. In fact, both of their runs scored have come from walks that were issued. And in Morehouse's case, it was a walk of the 2-out variety. Miller misses the zone on the outside corner fastball on both occasions.
I mean, many times when you have coaching staff changes, Rake, especially in softball, it's usually a rebuilding time. And so to have that going on with Coach Early coming in last year, and then you graduate as much as you did, you missed the entire year. It's a tough build for him right now, but I know they're aware. They've got a plan of what they're wanting to accomplish here. And again, what I see is, you always look at, are the girls still competing? Are they still having fun? Are they playing hard? And we've seen all that from them today. So from a talent standpoint, North Putnam's just a better team. It just is the way it is. But North Montgomery has not given up. They've fought hard today, and it's been fun to watch.
Morehouse belts it. Left fielder has it lined up, makes the catch, and there's one down. That grab was made in left field by Heiner. 1 away. By the way, if you were planning on catching the train, Sean, you are late.
I'm late.
As a heads up.
On the other side for North Putnam, this is a team that they started off a little rough this season. They've won, 1 or 2 of their first 5 or 6 games, and since then, they've strung some wins together. Before the loss earlier this week, they had won 4 or 5 in a row.
Clonks skies it, third baseman coming over and just runs out of real estate. And the fielders, other than the pitcher, have completely flipped during the course of this game. That's Lawson. It's playing third base for North Putt. And the train that you saw is on the other side of 2:31.
I got to travel the countryside trying to get here. There was some construction that I wasn't anticipating with a road closure, so I got to take some gravel roads and then maneuver my way across the country.
Only place where you see more orange than you're seeing today on your screen is in Indiana Highway.
Yeah.
Count it 1-1.
Cue up the Orange Barrel song from Bob and Tom.
Everywhere I see. Inside, 2-1 the count. Clock's at the plate, reached on an error last time up. It's a fielder's choice early in the game as well. Clock has a stolen base to her credit today, too. And does she have a base hit? Yes, she does. Lifts that one into left field. Hit number 6 of the day for North Montgomery.
Yeah, good for her. We've seen her hustle nonstop out there in the outfield today and able to place that one perfectly in between the left fielder and the shortstop. Base hit for Clonks.
Here comes Rominger. She has reached all 3 times today. Two singles and RBI, a walk, and a stolen base.
What could be her final plate appearance here, obviously, as a senior. Coach taking a moment with her.
And this one off the end of the bat. This will get into foul territory, and we'll do it again at 0-1. I think that was what the conversation was about.
You know, so many times in other sports, they have an opportunity to call a timeout, bring them off the floor, give them their ovation, and here coach comes up, has a conversation for her, and then you heard the fans start to, I think, realize what the moment was here, encouraging McKenzie.
Count at 1-1.
She's been a lot of fun to watch today. A definite bright spot for this squad. I mean, all the way, it's the little things, too. And as North Putnam's hitting the ball and they're rounding the bases, she's walking up and pushing the bat out of the way to make sure nobody trips over and gets hurt. I mean, it's the little things like that that you see from veterans that obviously they pick up over their time. You know, she's a competitor, but obviously, you know, great sportsmanship as well.
Turns on that one. Foul ball as the catch was made in foul territory by the third baseman. And the ball that took a couple of bounces before it got there.
It's a good reaction from Lawson over there, too. She's playing awful close on that third base line.
Just off the corner. Full count now. We did not show you the conclusion of the game, the final 3 batters, because we had a bit of a power blip here at the stadium. So with that, when we left you, Rominger was at the plate. Clonks was at first base. Rominger would pop up to the second baseman. Keller would come up and line a single into left field. She and Clonks, because of a throw to third, would advance to second and third. However, Lily Dawkins would come to the plate, line back to the pitcher in Miller, and that's the way this one ends. Final score today, 13-2 in favor of North Putnam. North Putt finishes the regular season at 12-11, while North Montgomery falls to 1-25 on the campaign. Mr. Walker, your final thoughts on this one?
I was impressed with North Putnam today. Able to come out and get everyone in the lineup, basically. Got a chance to play today. Miller did a fantastic job from the circle, not only pitching, fielding her position, but then offensively had a big shot there in their last at bat, driving one to the wall. So I was impressed with her as well. On the other side, North Montgomery, they have a group of young girls that I think are going to be very good in the future. They just got to keep working, keep getting better, and I think that'll happen under Coach Early.
That'll do it for our regular season softball coverage. We hope to have some more in the postseason for you, and we'll announce that as soon as possible. From a baseball standpoint, we got one more regular season game to bring you. It's from Central Catholic High School tomorrow night. as CC plays host to Harrison. Jeff Bonkin joins me for that one at 6 o'clock. For Sean Walker and our entire ISC Sports Network team, this is Greg Rakestraw. Good night from North Montgomery. North Putt gets the victory. Today's game presented by Endeavor Communications and WinTech, and we appreciate you joining us here on the ISC Sports Network.